Hello, welcome back. I don't know why you're here, and God knows I don't know why I'm here, beyond the fact that a long time ago two people had a very irresponsible night, and I'm paying for it for the rest of my life, as we all know. So, today, got just some soul bills, just keeping it chill. But, with the remaining two of the Kyonshi siblings, I did a video involving one of these with the Kyonshi Annie build I made just for shits and giggles that I actually have a lot of fun with, so just check the playlist for that. But also with Zashiki, so you get to see what my other two options are aside from my Zashiki Earth. Who, of course, we see is right here, my baby girl. One of my favorite experiments. So let's start off here with Bubblegum, the first of my Kyonshi Imotos, and as you can see, grade 5, beautifully skilled up. I'm sorry, Lolita Justice. That's so funny. Now, of course, we know what she do. Not what I want to do, but okay. So, I basically went to town trying to make her more attack orientated, but I also, for fun, went with the whole with Scarlet, if only because I find it useful to if that with some attack shiki that it's very nice to have them do if they have a good healthy attack to also have them being able to counter. Scarlet's fun. What can I say? I love it. And also, it looks cool. So, this, of course, is the main focus of her attack. Little crit damage, but mostly attack. Little extra HP, just because, I mean, you want to keep her around, because she's summoning her dog. And, of course, I couldn't resist putting Namazu on here, if only because, since she's more of a single attacker, it felt like it was a good idea to have her be able to also defend herself from being singularly attacked a little bit more. But trust me, I almost think that if we had some more souls that focused on single attacks instead of like AoE and everything, that would probably be useful. But if you got a suggestion for something that could work, I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. So this particular one with Namazu, again, is the fully attack thing. A little HP, a little extra crit. I have to admit, I kind of love the idea of her being able to limit how much damage she's taking, because, I mean, she doesn't have very high defense. I didn't make that as high as it probably could go. Her health, HP, it's not as high as it also could go. And that's not just because of the grade 5. I did put more of my focus on her attack. Though, I mean, you know, you could definitely take those higher. But I'll see when she gets grade 6. But of course, as you can see, I did have some effect resistance because Confuse is a killer. We're still looking at Onikiri for that, because we all know he gets confused, your whole team about to be wiped. Lord howdy. Albeit that's why I made my want to share for Nui with a confuse ability, but yeah. So moving on from Bubblegum, we go to Blossom. Yeah, I would have probably named the other one Bubbles and then gotten a third one just to name Buttercup just for shits and giggles. So if we come up with a green version of Kyonshi Imoto's outfit, you know where I'm going here. Okay. So in her case, again, attack oriented, but hers with the route with Soul Taker. If only because I love Soul Taker, especially how it gives you this 20% chance of gaining an extra turn. I mean, it's the main reason I use it on Orochi. Because, dear God, does that extra turn help him something fierce. It also helps Keto Marvel. By the way, I should probably do a video about that. Okay. But, yeah, so Soul Taker, a lot of focus on attack, some crit and crit damage. Not as much HP as she could have. Defense isn't as good. But also some extra crit with Samson, which is literally just here because of the extra crit I needed. Unfortunately, not so high in the effect resistance, like non-existent, but you know. Her main focus is to be the one who's getting like the multiple turns, while Bubblegum, on the other hand, is basically counter-attacking. They have their purposes, but they also go very nicely together. So, then we go move on to Kyonshi Ototo, who we all know what we love best about him. His abilities, let's be honest here. I think we all know it's not so much the attack orientating of him. Sorry. His attack that's not our focus. It's his toxin abilities to reduce damage and everything. Reduce defense and all. I think we all can safely say this is what we use him for mostly. Hey, how do you like this corpse fist? Okay, that's funny. I think we all say that's what we like, but that's why I also thought, you know what, for fun, give him Mimic. Because if you're gonna do that, why not also Daze, Silence, Heal Down, Confuse? Maybe the whole 9 yards, depending on how the random dice gods work. I know it's really random number game gods, but I sometimes still call them dice gods from Yu-Gi-Oh! Give me a break here. The focus of this is, of course, with a little bit of attack, mostly defense, a lot of crit damage here. I mean, for when he does do his attack, I mean, you may as well. Now, the crit's not too high. I could probably stand to have fixed that. I probably will. But I mostly wanted to focus on that, and if you can do some extra crit damage, why not? Makes that, when he does hit a crit, very nice. And of course, Azure Basin is here because, one, I thought it was kind of cool, and two, it's actually one of the better effect hits. It's one of the better effect hits, right underneath, let's see. In Shoujo, I actually like better as an effect hit booster, but Azure Basin is my second fave. I mean, if we're talking like full 4 sets, definitely Sea Spirit ranks a little bit above Azure Basin, because sometimes that first tier shield is a godsend. But yeah, the focus on this, of course, is on a little bit of attack, the crit damage, but mostly him trying to hit effects like crazy. Basically, he's crowd control, where his sisters are basically just smacking people around. But now we move on to the Zashiki, and we all have our Zashiki. We love our battery. This is our baby girl. So, who we all love. This is our precious child. And I have 3 versions for her. The first one here, which is one that was done mostly out of curiosity's sake, was hitting on Holy Flame. Of course, the focus being HP, because she is your battery. HP is good, defense. Doesn't really need attack. But in this case, she has a lot more HP, defense, and speed, because, let's face it, if she's moving faster than anything else, you're going to be racking up orbs. And we need to get to that 5 orbs at the end of thing, get as many orbs as possible if we want to keep the game going, right? So her entire focus is literally keeping her alive, having plenty of HP, plenty of defense, and her being able to move at light speed. So you just keep regenerating orbs. That's literally the focus of this. And of course, we all know from the area bosses, Holy Flame is a bitch sometimes with how it will heal 15% of your max HP at the end of an action if your HP gets below 30%. Yes, we all know that can be a bitch sometimes. Which is another thing, because, I mean, you gotta have her healing a little bit, and, I mean, this is like gives her a little bit of a regen, I guess you could say, if someone doesn't take her out quick. And of course, Tree Nymph is here because, one, I had this beautiful, beautiful HP boosting, but also because Tree Nymph has can boost defense by 30%, and that seemed extremely useful in the focus of trying to make her so she stays on the field longer to generate orbs as much as possible. Of course, she is fully skilled up, as we all know. The main focus of her is to have as many as possible. Zashiki Fire. Now, we have a more traditional build here with the Zashiki Water, where of course it has the Azure Basin set. Now, we all know Azure Basin. This is the one people tell you to because it gives you 3 orbs to start a battle. Add in Zashiki's own Serendipity, which once you level it up can give you 3 orbs at the beginning as an upper hand at the start of battle too. It's a great set. The effect hit kind of becomes lost because she doesn't have an effect or anything, and you can't really put anything on that will give her an effect. But I mean, it's still a good set. Good for starters, you know. But this one, of course, focuses more heavily on her defense, less on her and a little bit of attack, but it's mostly focused strictly on defense, not as much on HP. So with this particular setup, you got a lot of defense, you're keeping her alive. You're gonna need to heal probably a little more often, but putting her with a fast healer works really well with this set. And of course, we have Pearl here for added defense. I literally just wanted to make one had a high defense, and I mean, 600 extra defense for a grade 5? Not too shabby, I suppose. If anything, it was a good practice run for what I built for Jinmeju. Probably mispronouncing his name. You know, our dude who's attached to a tree. So, now, I actually like my Holy Flame a little bit better than this setup, but I mean, this works very effectively. Because she's doing her job, she's keeping alive. At the very least, should last long enough to get you to getting 5 orbs on the regular. Which is what you really do need. But now we move on to my favorite experiment. My girl, my Zashiki Earth. Grade 6. She's beautiful, isn't she? This Jizo setup here. Attack for this one. Defense booster. Defense. HP. The focus of her, HP, defense, not so much on everything else. But because I loved having a Zashiki that can do double duty and occasionally pimp slap the shit out of somebody, of course, my baby girl here also has House Imp for that purpose. With one as attack booster, it's a natural 2-piece defense piece set attack boost, and another defense booster. Hers is all about HP, defense, and punching the shit out, occasionally pimping, slapping somebody. And of course, 100% chance of creating a shield to absorb damage up to 10% of her max HP when she takes a critical hit. And a 30% chance of shielding allies. You can't tell me this isn't gorgeous. This girl is doing so much work. All the work. And it's one reason I love her. It's why she will always be the orb bringer in my mixed bag of tricks combat test, and why I always bring her to the party if I'm bringing one of my heavy hitters like my Blazing Tamamo or somebody else. This girl is gonna be there. I love her. She's amazing. This is one of my favorite sets. Now, I've rambled. I love Zashiki. She's great. And so versatile. But if I had to go with final thoughts and situations here, let's go. When it comes to Imoto, you could go either way. in all honesty, I think the Scarlet setup is a little better, if only because the effect resistance helps a lot. Because, I mean, she's not getting smacked around as much. So I kind of like the Scarlet on her a little better. But Soul Taker ain't no slouch. It's really a toss-up depending on the situation, but the pair of them together working in a unit is also very effective. I kind of really like this with the Ototo. I mean, yeah, he's basically crowd control. And it's fun to have crowd control. Now, I'm sure there are lots of people who say you should go with more of an effect hit-based thing, but if you've got a Zashiki that already has an effect hit, and you're already going to boost that, why not have Mimic on board to do extra shit? You know, just really wreck somebody's day. It's fun. And I'm not just saying that because I'm always been in the past the token evil teammate. No. Now for Zashiki. I love the Jizo soul build on her. I love this. It's one I cannot recommend enough. It's amazing. It's fun. I've lost track of how many times it's come down to it in certain things when I was starting out. It was her and my Kusa with a tree spirit who were the final survivors. So many times. Duel, story mode, boss battles. These two, because these soul builds keep them alive. I can't recommend this enough. If you want to go with the Azure Basin, though, very good. It's perfectly fine. It's a good build. Whoever thought that to go with that, it was a smart move. Just make sure you have a lot of defense because, I mean, you're not really getting anything aside from the orbs at the start of battle thing, and which Zashiki continues to do. Holy Flame was an experiment that is one I am in love with. It came out nice. Still not as good in my book as my Jizo build thing, but this is fun because she's doing a lot of work. But overall, I have to recommend Jizo more than anything. It just has to be, you know, focused on HP and defense. That's where you need to stick with her. HP, defense, a little bit of speed so she can generate as many orbs as possible, as quick as possible. But yeah. But that's all gonna be all for me now. I think the coffee's starting to wear off and my head cold's coming back. So I'm gonna knock off from here. If you would please do the holy trifecta of YouTube down below with the like, comment, subscribe. Leave suggestions. Let me know what you want to see. Do you have questions? Heck, I'm sometimes willing to answer. And I'll see you next time and have a happy and safe new year, alright? See ya.